Bobo and Randy here, and we're playing Farming Simulator 17 on the March map on the RDAllen multiplayer server. Yes, this is a new map here on the multiplayer server. Just started this here about a day ago. And I've got a load of silage bales here to sell, so let's see what's here. Might have to disconnect this trail. I don't know if I can actually... You know what? I might be able to pull up here close enough. Let me come back around here, see if I can get lined up a little bit better. So yes, this is the... let me see if I can bring up the screen here. Maybe I can. I don't think I can actually now that I've started. And if I pull up nice and close here. Okay, let's see. Let's make sure we unload the right trailer here. And we want to unload to that side, correct? There we go. Nice chunk of change there. We are playing on hard mode here again. And I am joined on the server at the moment by King Joker, Stephen, Chris, and Cletus. And switch to the other trailer here. Also unload to that side. Double check. Yep. And cha-ching. Up over $1 million now. Nice. I believe Chris said that we're going to try and save up for field 19. Not sure how much that field is, but be a nice large field there. So we pretty much just have the fields we start with here. 1, 2, and 20. And looking at this map, you folks might recognize this map already. The field numbers, I think, might be a little different than the original map. And it's pretty much just a flat version of that map. On that, it's very similar. Okay, looks like we have one more load of bales here. Nope, bumped into that row. And just like that, that trailer's full. One thing's for sure, these trailers don't pick up as close as they used to back in Farming Simulator 15. At least back in Farming Simulator 15, you could pick up like 3 or 4 rows of bales at a time with them. There we go. Oh, it looks like we got a Krone Big M mower already. It's an interesting color for a Krone Big M. The Krone Big M, by the way, that we have is color selectable. You can select the colors on it. There's like 2 or 3 different colors you can select for it. Okay, we'll do the same thing here again. Pull up as close as we can. I suppose you could check and see once. I don't know if the trigger for this extends outside the building or not. But just to be safe, we'll pull up, like I said, nice and close here. Make sure we can unload right into the building, hopefully. And unfortunately, it doesn't save your position when you unload. You have to set it every time. A little too close there, apparently. There we go. $1,043,000. Not too bad. So I think what we'll do here in a moment, we'll just maybe take a quick drive around the map and see what there is to see. You've probably seen the shop there. It's already just down the road here, not too far away. And we'll see if the truck is available. We'll maybe take that for a spin as opposed to the tractor, be a little bit quicker here. One thing you might notice already, this has the same flag in the field as Goldcrest Valley does. You can see the red, white stripes And then the kind of, the blue doesn't show up really good. Okay, and we're back and joined by Pro Farmer. And yeah, like I was saying, the blue here on the field doesn't show up really good. If you get down close, you can see it does look blue, but yeah, for some reason when you zoom out, it doesn't really show up that well. Anyway, yes, looks like the truck is available here, so we'll borrow that here a moment. Okay, maybe it's not. And we do have the John Deere 5085 here. Definitely a really nice little tractor for those of you looking for a nice small tractor. Probably not much use as far as, you know, planting and cultivating that type of thing, but just kind of like a work around the farm, loader tractor, something like that. Nice little tractor to have for that. And this map does start you off with some halfway decent equipment. I believe the Fendt here that we started off with was one of the tractors. And then we have a couple of other, actually I think it was one other large tractor. I forget which one. Combine, obviously, and a couple other pieces of equipment. So it starts you off fairly nice on this map. And like I said, I'm just going to call this the March map. It's spelled M-A-S-C-H, I believe. Or no, M-A-R-C-S-H. I believe I got that spelled right. So it's not quite March either. It's kind of like Marsh. Then with the March on it too, so I don't quite know how you pronounce that. But anyway, shop here, like I already mentioned. And if you haven't quite figured out what map this is yet, if you look at the map, like I said, very similar. A few differences on it, but very similar to another map. Think back to 2013. And just take that map, flatten it out, change up a few things here and there, and you got a very, very similar map. And also, I guess, put some actual roads on it. The windmill there, by the way, is not one of the windmills that makes money. I think this is the milk selling place, I do believe. Now, let's see what's here. Being that this would be the map from 2013, I believe I know where the cows are located. I'm assuming they're the same spot anyway. The biogas plant down here. Now we should pull in here just a moment. Actually, maybe... What do we got? 1, 2, 5 bunkers? 5 bunkers, it looks like. Might have to see once if we can fill that up sometime, maybe. See once if you can actually sell a little bit quicker here on this map than we could Lostburg there. Speaking of the multiplayer servers, by the way, if you would like to join us on the multiplayer servers, we currently are on the March map here, and second server has Chellington on it. So your choice of maps if you would like to join us. But links are in the description below for the mods needed to join, as well as that information for the TeamSpeak server. And you will have to get on TeamSpeak to join the multiplayer servers here. The password for the multiplayer servers is on TeamSpeak. And by the way, when you first join TeamSpeak, you should get a little message that pops up, and that does tell you what the password for the multiplayer servers are. And just keep in mind as well, while I've tried to keep the mods between both servers as close to similar as possible, there are a few minor differences. So the mods aren't exactly the same, but they are pretty close. So it looks like the cows have moved. They are not down here where they used to be back in 2013. If you folks have not figured out what map this is yet, that's kind of a cool little crossing into the field there. Speaking of field, I think this is one of the big ones, isn't it? This is 16? I think this is 16 here. See what kind of field price we're looking at here. Was there just a... Oh, there it is. 1.9 million. Okay, moving on. Let's not be looking at that. Yowzers. That is expensive. But it is a big field too. And that is kind of one nice thing about this map. It does have some larger fields on it. So that's probably how we've advanced as quick as we have so far. Okay, and we're back and joined by CLS 20. And kind of just continuing our tour through the map here. Looks like we do have the train depot up ahead here. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like very many map authors are taking the actual trains, or actually using the trains when they are making maps. I haven't seen very many maps yet that actually have running trains on them. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else interesting here? I guess we can kind of continue the loop around the map. Oh, that's something we can now look at. This map does have 2 biogas plants. I was just looking up at the top of the map there. We've seen the biogas, I guess you could call it biogas south, the main biogas plant. And then we got the BGA Nord. I'm assuming that probably means north. Yeah, we'll just head up there that way. And as you can probably see, there are some, like I was saying, large fields on this map. Definitely much larger than Losberg. Probably about the same as Chellington. For those of you who have played on Chellington, Chellington has some large fields on it as well. And of course, with the larger fields, it does make it easier to make more money and upgrade your equipment a little bit quicker. And then too, of course, if you have a large field of grass, that always makes a difference. You can make a lot of silage bales, and that always pays quite well. So we do have some forestry areas as well. Might have to get into some forestry here on this map. We'll have to see once. I think we want to go this way. I guess it doesn't really matter, but looks like this way is maybe a little bit quicker. Got a fence around that field. Is that, yep, that is a collidable fence. Okay, that is kind of annoying. And the fence is actually that close to the field like that. Okay, and this looks like the northern, at least that's what I'm going to call it, northern biogas plant. Looks like somebody has dumped a little bit of grass here already. Wow. A little bit, let's see if we can get through here without getting stuck anyway. Oh, let me change that. And when I say a little bit of grass, I mean well, we'll just call it 1 million. A little over 1 million grass in here. So I guess not as small as amount as I was thinking it was. And this has a little bit different selling. I believe it, yeah, sells right here. Looks like you can just dump it straight in. So I don't know, like use a conveyor belt maybe to unload from the bunker into a trailer, or what the best way to do that would be. But that looks like the theory here anyway. Anyway, we'll continue back around and see what there is to do. We could probably mow some grass again. Looks like Pro Farmer's probably working on that already. And for those of you who have not figured out what map this is kind of modeled after, or at least very similar to, West Bridge Hills. And I didn't notice this at first either. I think it was Chris that actually pointed it out to me. He's like, if you look at the map, you'll realize it looks very much like West Bridge Hills. Obviously, like I said, a few minor differences, but very, very similar in layout and fields to West Bridge Hills. Okay, and we're back and rejoined by Chris. And yes, looks like we are indeed making bales here again. Okay, looks like we actually have another wrapper and baler, so we might grab another wrapper here. I'm assuming with the Corone Big M there, we can probably make bales much quicker than we can wrap them. At least if our mowing person keeps on mowing anyway, maybe. We having technical difficulties over here, I take it? See if we can pick that bale up. There we go. I'm guessing he was probably trying to get that little bit of grass there, maybe. Anyway, we'll read a couple comments here a moment. Carson was asking, how do you get the HUD to come up on screen? Mine went off the screen. I can't get it to come back up. Now, I'm not sure which HUD you're asking about, but if you're asking about F1 menu here, this menu that comes up in the top left corner, that is F1. And if you're talking about the HUD down in the bottom right corner, at least if you have the HUD hider, you can hide it. And if you press Alt, it'll show you it's Alt 1. That'll hide all the HUDs. And Alt 1 again will re-show the HUDs. And then I never used any of the other options, but you got 2 there. Hide, show the help HUD. Map money. Not entirely sure what that mod is. Or what that HUD is. But anyway, like I said, we'll show and hide all the different HUDs. And the alternate is if you have it enabled, O will hide the HUD too. Just plain O. I was going to say Alt O, but no. It is just plain O will hide the HUD. That's only if you have the developer mode on with the option to hide HUD enabled. Which if you go to here and tab through the couple options here. Let's see, I know it's here something. There we go. If you have that one enabled there, then O will hide the HUD or re-show it, depending if it's already hidden. Looks like this actually works pretty good. 2 wrappers going. And this goes back to what I've said before, folks. If you have not played Farming Simulator 17 multiplayer, you are really missing out. Definitely need to give that a try sometime. It is a lot of fun like this. You got someone mowing, somebody baling. We got 2 of us here wrapping, and looks like Chris is bringing up the rear with the trailer loading the bales. Looks like the wrappers still are not going to be able to keep up, though. And I know several of you folks have sent me links to the faster wrapper. Don't really have any intentions on using that. Looks a little bit too cheatish in my opinion. Okay, we're back here again. A lot of people joining here this episode, apparently. We got joined by Augustus. Oh, my sound is back. I just now realized that. I was thinking there was awfully quiet. That's, like I said before, a multiplayer bug there. Your sound disappears, and it's like every other time somebody joins. So the next time somebody joins again, I'll probably lose my sound, and then somebody joins after that, the sound will be back again. They have still not fixed that bug, apparently. Girl for fun was saying, nice. Brain was asking, do you know when Oklahoma will come out? No, I do not. So we got it set up pretty good here. CLS is taking every other one, and I'm taking every other one. Caleb was saying the Capello head is very heavy. You will find if you stop quickly, it will raise the back end of the combine off the ground. That could be why that head looks like it's so close to the ground, even when it is raised up. A little bit of a lag spike there. Samuel saying if you bought the bigger header for the case, you won't be able to unload. Very good point there. I think you can actually unload yet with a larger header on there, but it's like really hard to get in there to unload it. I shouldn't say really hard. Easier than, say, the smaller combine, but still a little bit difficult. Dakota was asking, does your hired helper add hours to the machines? Yes, it does. Hired helpers will add hours to your machines. Not sure why that Bale was running away there. Tim was asking, where did you get the inspector mod? I looked through your mod list and don't see it on there. It's probably not on there because some of the mods I have on the multiplayer server I've gotten from others, so I don't necessarily have links to them. And technically the mod I'm using is not the inspector mod, it is the inspect mod. So a little bit different actually than the inspector mod. And like I said before, still waiting for the glance mod to come out. Definitely still prefer the glance mod over the inspect or inspector mod. Although the inspect mod here is definitely becoming very much like the glance mod. So it is definitely getting a little bit better. You can actually hide it, which is, let's see, is it control up arrow? Yes, control up arrow hides it. Control left arrow changes it to black. And then control right arrow changes like the information. I don't know exactly what it all changes. And then control down does something too. Oh yeah, moves it over. So I guess if you like have this open, you can actually, yeah, it moves over, so it kind of fits in there a little bit better. Tom was saying I can't find the multiplayer server for some reason. If you cannot find the multiplayer server, make sure you have your game updated. If your version of Farming Simulator is not up to date, the server will not show up for you. Marky Moo was asking, what PC do you play Farming Simulator 17 on? Well, if you check the link in the description of this video, there is a link to the kit website where you can actually see the kit, if you want to call it that, for the PC that I'm using. It is a computer I built myself, so it's not one, just off-the-shelf ones. Basically just a quick rundown. It's got a Core i7, 6-core Core i7 in it, EVGA, NVIDIA, GTX 980, so kind of the core components there. Lisa was saying you can use the corn header for sunflowers, which reminds me, that was the mod conflict with the cornmeal and CCM mod. Either one of those two, I don't know which one it was. But we could not harvest sunflowers with the corn header. And we figured it was either the cornmeal or the CCM mod. Like I say, I don't know exactly which one. But one of those two mods. And we did have those mods on the multiplayer servers here. We have since taken them off because they have caused quite a few mod conflicts. Like I said, with the sunflowers, and then also the Ford F-250 that's, I don't know where it is at the moment. It was running around here somewhere. Anyway, folks, I think with that, we'll wrap up the video here. No pun intended with the wrapping that's going on. Anyway, you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.